when I've come to these places that, maybe the mentorship isn't working, the strategy is not working, these things are not working, I have always come to my ritual altar. There's not a single thing on this planet that is more clear than ritual for me. Because when you go into an altar and when you sit there and you ask to be shown what is truly not for me, I guarantee it's going to be very clear. Dear Miss Craft, this is a transmission from the seventh dimension. I'm Camille Craft, and about 3.5 years ago, I made a decision to use the eclipse portals to quantum leap. I'm going to show you on this podcast how to specifically create revenue, money, impact, change, and visibility using the power within you. It is through the astrological impact of astrology that I've been able to create a 7-figure brand, go completely viral, reach 200K months with consistent ritual. And I'm going to break down specifically how you are going to do that in your life without having to sacrifice more time, your identity, and your life purpose. So if you're ready to master making money but need to find your life purpose, this is for you. As we are in Gemini season, I'm going to call out, and I call myself out as I call everyone else, which is this outsourcing of your power, your knowledge, your wisdom, etc. So as you know, I have a career in mentorship, and my career in mentorship is basically confirming what people actually already know. And I cannot tell you, of course, when we're learning something new or establishing something new, we don't really know the exact steps, right? And that's where strategy comes in. That's where mentorship comes in. That's where that acceleration piece. However, there's going to come a point in your journey where all of that outsourcing is not actually doing you any good. It's actually stalling you from creating action. And this is something that I've recently had to sit down with, which is all the mentorship, all the action, all the coaches, they have always been super helpful until I got to a certain point where I had to trust myself. The voice within you is going to be one of the most powerful things that we establish. And so when I'm working with clients who are bringing their spiritual gifts online, one of the biggest things that they ask me is, Camille, how do you connect with your guides? How do you connect with your energy? How do you know what is so clear? And as a triple air sign, this, triple air person, I'm out in the ethers. My mind is very analytical. It took a very long time for me to trust, but I have a particular invocation that I'm going to give to you today because I feel like this is so important when we are learning how to channel and tap into our guides. So for me, this really came about when I really started to move into the realm of being able to channel, not just for myself, but for other people. So the spiritual realm, energetic realm is just like the human realm. You don't want to just be calling up on a phone and calling and connecting to anyone. You want to be very specific with what you are connecting to. So if you are in the space of accelerating your gifts, I want you to use this invocation, which is, I am now your name. I am now your name's true creator self. I now ask and command for my ego to step aside so I can be the clear conduit of whatever you want to come through, the clear conduit of the guidance on my next, podcast episode, this next thing, or how I'm going to move through this or whatever. And then I just want you to listen. If you have a hard time, kind of shutting your mind up and moving into meditation, what you can do is you can place, a pen or anything in your left hand or whatever, and just automatically write and see what comes up. So the reason why I use this invocation is that there's a lot of people out there channeling I don't really think really clear things. And honestly, I have again and again and again have had people come into my containers and tell me this, those containers are one of the most clear channels that they've been in. The rituals are very prominent and very powerful, and that they feel safe and protected. And I just want to bring something up is that not every spiritual experience is created the same. It's not created the same. Not every shaman, and I'm using air quotation things, is created the same. Not everyone has the level of knowledge or expertise or training. And I don't even want to get into the indigenous practices that were taken out of the tribes. That is a whole conversation in itself. However, what I do want to say is that there are clear, exact things that you want to be tapping in with. And that is how you're going to know whether or not something is truly for you. Legacy builders understand divine timing. While others manifest randomly, you'll know which cosmic windows amplify intentions by 10x. 2026 Ritual Planner, every cosmic money window, eclipse portals, Venus transits, lunar cycles, mapped with manifestation rituals. Same cosmic timing I've used for seven-figure spiritual entrepreneurs. 2026 cosmic windows won't repeat for another 12 plus years. Miss now, wait until 2038. The complete manifestation calendar is only $37. Spiritual entrepreneurs don't leave timing to chance. So when I've come to these places that, maybe the mentorship isn't working, the strategy is not working, these things are not working, I have always come to my ritual altar. There's not a single thing on this planet that is more clear than ritual for me. Because when you go into an altar and when you sit there and you ask to be shown what is truly not for me, I guarantee it's going to be very clear. Because we live in this space of free will. And so when we are fully clear with what we're ready to create, when we're fully clear of, please show me all the ways in which I am sabotaging my own success. Please show me all the ways in which I am not allowing for the wealth to be received. Please show me all the ways in which I am not embodying my highest, most optimal path. I guarantee you're going to know exactly what to clear. And this is the piece about understanding and really anchoring into your guidance. My guidance is going to be different than yours because you have a different timeline. You have a different trajectory. Can I see people's guidance? Can I hear it for them? Absolutely. But 99% of the time, I'm confirming things that they already knew. And I also have a deep inclination on whether something is or is not for them within 3 seconds of them saying it, or maybe even not. So typically when I sit down with a client and I come in for a psychic reading, when I sit down with them, I can see within their energy what is out of alignment. And when we think about those trajectories or what is truly for you, a lot of times we think we're going from the mind of this is going to create success versus what is truly for me. And to be able to sit down with somebody and, hold them in that presence and in that tangible kind of in between phase of moving from one identity to the next, you really have to know what trajectory is truly best for them and how that trajectory is being infiltrated or interfered with by other people's opinions or what the economy looks like or, the fear or the doubt or insecurity, and oftentimes when we are actually on the path of alignment, you're going to have a lot of fear come up because it's going to ask you to bridge a part of you that maybe you've never witnessed before. Maybe you're coming out, in your spiritual gifts. Maybe you're coming out and you're owning your intellect, your intuition. You're going to fear those things because those are the things that you were taught were not acceptable. And therefore you dimmed yourself down, created a path of quote unquote security and did the thing that made the money, but now it's not feeling in alignment for you because you are coming in and being called into a different direction around your authenticity. So when you tap in, that is going to be the pieces that you want, right? It's really important, especially during this, Gemini season. The shadow of Gemini is to look at everyone else except for themselves, right? It's to compare and contrast. Let me learn more. Let me learn more. Let me learn more. Let's see what she's doing. Let's see what they're doing. Let's do this. Let's do that. Instead of just going in, tuning in and taking that beautiful mirror and reflecting it in. And I'm going to guarantee, and this is how it's always been for me, that every single quantum leap was created from the source within me. It has never been created from what a mentor told me. It has never been created from what other people said. It has always 110% been from the guidance I receive when I crawl to my altar and I ask, show me what I'm doing wrong. And I guarantee you'll find the doorway from that space. So if this is you, this is going to be the week you stop outsourcing. And I want you to use that invocation I gave you. And I want you to start tapping in because if it feels like all the doors are closed and the things aren't working, that's because you are supposed to trust the gem within you this week, especially to open up the next chapter of your life. That's today's spiritual guidance from the seventh dimension. Ready for live transmissions and daily drops on the current transits specifically for you? I've got you. Join my private Telegram channel via the link in the show notes. Remember, trust what you're feeling. Your true identity is already built. Just say yes.